Welcome to the Holistic Productivity Podcast. I'm your host, Chris LeBrun, helping you achieve your goals in every area of life so you can dream big, plan smart, and live fully. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And if you're waiting until it feels comfortable to start, you're going to be waiting a long time. I want to talk about something that most productivity coaches just gloss over. Not systems, not tools, not morning routines. I want to talk about the thing that actually sits between where you are and where you want to be. And that's discomfort. We spend a lot of time and energy trying to optimize our way around it. We look for the easier path, the smarter shortcut, the version of growth that doesn't require us to feel the pull. And look, I get it. Discomfort is uncomfortable. That's literally the definition. But here's what I've learned, both in life and most recently on the road. Discomfort is not a warning sign. It's a growth signal. Let me tell you where I'm coming from on this one. As you know, I'm a runner, not a fast runner, not an elite runner, just a guy who laces it up and puts in the miles. Last year, I ran the Army 10 miler for the first time, 10 miles through the streets of Washington, D.C., and crossing that finish line there by the Pentagon felt incredible. So naturally, I decided the next logical step was to sign up for a half marathon. And that was the Frederick Half Marathon, 13.1 miles, a step up, a stretch. Training was going well. And then in February, it happened. My knee gave out. I had to stop running completely for a while and start physical therapy. And if you've ever had an injury that pulled you out of something that you were working toward, you know how deflating that feels. It wasn't just the physical setback, it was the mental one. Watching my progress stall, wondering if I'd lost too much ground, questioning whether my goal of the half marathon was still realistic. But here's the thing about physical therapy that nobody really warns you about. It's not just recovery, it's rebuilding. And the rebuilding process, if you do it right, makes you stronger than you were before the injury. My knee today is stronger than it has ever been, not in spite of the setback, but because of it. The discomfort of stopping and doing the slow and unglamorous work of physical therapy, of coming back with less pace and less endurance and having to rebuild from there, all of that was not the obstacle to my goal. It was part of the path to it. That's how growth actually works. You cannot stretch without feeling the pull. Every meaningful area of growth in skill, in character, in capacity lives just outside the edge of what you can currently do. Not miles outside of it, just outside it. That's the zone where improvement happens. And the only way to get there is to be willing to feel the discomfort of reaching. Think about whatever area of your life you most want to grow in right now. Your career, a relationship, your health, a creative skill, a leadership role. Now ask yourself honestly, am I pushing the edge or am I staying where it's comfortable? Because here's the trap. Comfortable feels productive. You're still moving, still doing the thing, still showing up. But if you never push past what you can already do easily, you're not growing. You're maintaining. And maintaining is fine if maintaining is the goal, but most of us want more than that. I could run slow 5Ks for the rest of my life. Show up, jog through it, feel fine, get my medal, and go home. No discomfort, no real growth either. Or I can sign up for that race that scares me a little bit, train through the hard days, come back from the injury, and cross a finish line I wasn't sure I could reach. One of those versions is me growing, The other one is just comfortable. The discomfort you're feeling right now in whatever area you're trying to grow, that's not a sign that something is wrong. That's the feeling of becoming someone you weren't before. Lean into it. That's where the growth happens. That discomfort we just talked about, the kind that signals growth, the kind that means you're reaching beyond what's easy, that's real. And I want you to hold on to that idea as we move into this next part, because there's another kind of discomfort, one that doesn't signal growth at all, one that actually signals something else entirely. And honestly, it took me a while to tell the difference. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of a superhero who couldn't do anything wrong? He could fly, lift buildings, outrun locomotives, and save the world all before lunch. And yet, one rock, one little green glowing rock, and his whole superpowers, they just fall apart. You don't have to be much of a superhero fan to know I'm talking about Superman, and one of the most powerful figures in fiction and comic books, but he's brought to his knees by kryptonite. Now, the interesting thing isn't that Superman had a weakness. Everyone has a weakness, including you and me. The interesting thing is what Superman does about it. He knows what kryptonite is. He knows what it does to him. And so whenever possible, he stayed away from it. He didn't try to power through it. He didn't pick it up and carry it around hoping things would be different this time. He recognized it for what it was, and he kept his distance. Unfortunately, I haven't always been so smart. Here's what I see, and honestly, what I've lived. In the world of productivity and goal chasing, we have ambition. We understand our vision. We get a roadmap and a plan and genuine motivation to make it happen. And then we hit the thing that we're not good at. Maybe it's the financial side of running a business. Maybe it's the technical piece of a creative project. Maybe it's the people management part of a leadership role. Maybe it's the marketing, the follow-up emails, the graphic design, the systems, whatever it is. There's a task somewhere on your to-do list that is quietly acting as your kryptonite. And instead of recognizing it for what it is, we do what feels responsible. We push through, we grind it out. We tell ourselves we just need to learn it, to figure it out, and to get better at it. And sometimes, yes, that's the right call. Growth is real, and we talked about that. But there's a real difference between discomfort that stretches you and a weakness that actually holds you back. One makes you better, the other just slows you down. And too often, we can't tell which one we're dealing with because we haven't taken the time to actually name it. So here's what I want you to try. It's not a system, it's not a matrix, it's just a question. What is the one thing, the specific task, or maybe the area of things that constantly drains you, produces your worst work, and stalls your progress every single time it shows up? I'm not talking about the hard stuff that challenges you, the stuff that trips you up, the thing you keep circling back to and hoping will be different, and it never is. Put a name to it. Seriously, write it down somewhere. Name it. Because once you name it, you can make a decision about it. And that decision doesn't have to be, well, I just have to live with it. It can be, who does this well that I can bring in to help me? That's the play Superman was making. He wasn't trying to develop an immunity to kryptonite. He was focused on the things he was actually great at. And he built a team around the rest. If you're familiar with DC Comics, you know about the Justice League, right? And the Justice League exists in part because no single hero covers everything. You are not supposed to cover everything either. One of the biggest myths in productivity culture is that high achievers do it all, or that they can. Well, they don't, and they can't. What high achievers actually do is get very clear on where their real value lies, and then they protect that space by delegating or partnering on everything else. Your weakness isn't a character flaw, it's information that you can use. It's telling you where to look for help. It's pointing you towards the collaboration or the hire or the tool that actually moves you forward instead of the hurdle that keeps you stuck. So this week, I want to give you one action, just one. Name your kryptonite. Figure out what it is, call it by its name, and then ask yourself, who in my life or my network handles this well? Because the goal isn't to do everything. The goal is to do the right things, the things that only you can do, and to stop letting one weakness stand between you and everything you're trying to build and accomplish. Well, that's it. That's a wrap for today's show. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out with me today. Check out the show notes. You can find those at holisticproductivity.com/59. And make sure you like, follow, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. There's new episodes dropping all the time. You don't want to miss those when they drop. So that's the best way. Like, follow, and subscribe. If you learned anything today, if you got value from today's episode, I'd love for you to give a 5-star rating on whatever platform you listen on. That is the best way for people to find the show. And so that would be fantastic. I'd love to help more people, and you can help me do that today. Follow at Holistic Productivity on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, LinkedIn, YouTube, Substack. A lot of great productivity tips and motivation throughout the week. I would love for you to be able to see those and have those resonating in your head and influencing what you are doing. So check that out at Holistic Productivity on social media. And join the Holistic Productivity community online. It is absolutely free, full of great people and tons of great resources to help you stay accountable, to help you stay motivated. The cool thing is these people are coming from all over the world. I love that we have such a global community, and I want you to be a part of it. Again, you can find the link for the community in the show notes. That's it. Again, thank you so much for listening. As always, the reason that I do this show is to help you dream big, plan smart, and live fully. And I'm so excited for that to happen in your life, to see where it's going to take you and what you can become. I'm here for it. So until next time, we'll see you later.